Hello, my beautiful soul song satsang sangha, and welcome. This originally was meant to be a Facebook Live, but I pre-recorded this video because there's so much information that I have to share with you, and it's having to do with self-love for the holidays, and also some questions that came in through both our Patreon subscribers and then also one who came through publicly as well, and that all tie into what's on here. So I'm doing this video to go ahead and encapsulate all of that for you at this present moment. So without further ado, I would like to get to the Patreon subscriber question that came in, because I feel it's very important to address, and this portion of the video I will probably also be putting it publicly because I do get so many questions asked about this. So I'm going to read what she wrote here just so that it can be known. So she says, "Hello, beautiful Nanari. At times when talking to people that they can or know what a twin soul or twin flame is, but they just dinna ken or don't know what a near twin is. And so often they think it is a soulmate. Would you explain the difference of near twin and soulmate when they come into your life? The term soulmate, it's mostly used to describe the best connection between a man and woman in a relationship, but never have I heard of near twin. What is the purpose to learn from the two of them?" Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer in a multidimensional perspective. So from the essence of soulmate, I will start with a soulmate. Okay, so what a soulmate is we are all soulmates of each other. Soulmates are souls that are mated or that come together in any given life experience to experience what we call from an earthly perspective as life lessons, or from the soul perspective is called soul rememberings, to be remembered. So life lessons to be learned, or soul rememberings to be remembered. So we're all soulmates of each other, and we take on different roles. And through those different roles, let's say a mother and a daughter, or a sister and a brother, or friends, or business colleagues, or lovers can also be. There are various ways that we take on these different roles with each other, a grandparent, all sorts of different ways. And once we do, what occurs is we are living that type of a soul agreement from an earthly based relationship. So what that means is I meet your needs, you meet my needs, and then we'll come together. If we meet each other's needs and we get on well, wonderful, fantastic, it's wonderful. If one person is free from meeting the needs of the other, or vice versa, there's a dependence there, or in some cases, depending upon the soul agreement, a codependence. But if one or the other or both are free from meeting each other's needs, they break apart. There's this sense of separation involved with it. And the underlying basis of the relationship is conditional love. You meet my needs, my conditions, the way I think you should be, or the way I want to be, or I be the way I want to be, and whatnot. And then we get on famously. If you don't meet those conditions, or those circumstances, situations, or are free from meeting my needs, we separate. So the underlying basis of all soulmate relationships, inherently from an earthly perspective and due to a soul agreement chosen before we come here, is within the basis of separation. Okay, so that is a soulmate. Now, sometimes some soulmates can come together as lovers, but again, it's a very conditionally based relationship. And it's because of programming that we've been taught in this life from our family members, our well-meaning caregivers, and then other lives that we've dragged into this one. And we come together to basically sort out those conditions to come into divine love, which is the collapsing of two separate beings. relating to each other. So soulmates relate to each other, two separate beings. There's always separation. You're here and I'm here. Even if you're lovers and you're married and you're soulfully entwined, there's still that underlying basis of condition, meeting my needs, expectations, all sorts of stuff. And we have soul agreements to sort this out in the many lives that we deal with these soulmates. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good, and everything in between. So, but from a soul perspective, everything is all good because it's already chosen before we come here in any given life. Now, near twins, which is the next step, if you will, in this amalgamation of coming into union or the collapsing of two separate beings, near twins come to us usually, and I will stress this in saying that usually they come on our path to our twin soul. Now, some of you have soul agreements that your near twins actually come into your life after meeting your twin soul in your last incarnation or in the appropriate incarnation for your soul agreement. And they're here to help you to see what union or that collapsing will be with our twin soul once we come into full union. So near twins are the closest vibrational frequency essence to twin souls. Okay, so we'll skip ahead for a moment and then we'll backtrack. Twin soul essence is one soul in two bodies. Twin souls share the same soul, are the same soul. They are one soul in two bodies. There is no sense of separation of one being and another being attempting to relate. Okay? There is no sense of conditions or expectations or you meet my needs, I meet my needs, you meet my needs, I meet your needs kind of thing that soulmates have. Okay, so that's twin soul. Now, near twins are the closest vibrational frequency essence to that. Okay, because twin souls are the closest to source in terms of the embodiment of divine love, of unconditional love. Now, near twins are the closest vibrational essence to that without actually being the same vibrational frequency as your twin soul. And oftentimes they will come into your life to show you what your union with your twin soul will be once you get rid of all the muck. Because at the soul level, you are this as twin souls. You are in full union. You are the collapse of two separate beings, and you are just one. Okay. However, what happens is in the human experience with twin souls is there is all this muck from all those other lives with soulmates that we've carried on, and then perhaps other lives, though few, because twin souls have a very relatively few lives on this earth relative to how many lives they've been on earth, or relative to the totality of their soul of how many lives they've had, to attempt to keep as much of the purity as possible. However, there are some lives in which there were some issues that need to be sorted. So all of that baggage comes into this life, which usually is our last incarnation, our last life with our twin soul. And so when we come together, we have the melding of the emotional body, the mental body, the physical body, which is physical union, and then the soulful body, which is already in union, already one. So oftentimes what will happen is some of you have soul agreements to come into your near twin, either before you come into your twin soul so that you can sort out all this stuff, and the near twin makes that relationship or that union, relationship, R-E-A-L, easy. Near twins usually, for the most part, are easy flowing relationships. They're free from expectations. They're free from conditions, very similar to what our twin soul union is to be like. Okay, and they're very free flowing, very creative, very amazing, very synchronistic, and usually, for lack of a better word, free from problems. However, at some moments, you're here to sort out on a deeper level and a higher level, as we call it. In soul, there's free from being any such thing as higher or lower. There's just bandwidths of frequency like the internet or the radio frequencies on a radio dial. However, from the earthly perspective, they are of a higher vibrational frequency to help you sort out the last remaining baggage, if you will, before coming into your twin soul. Now, for those of you who have your near twins come into your life after connecting with your twin soul, this usually occurs because for some reason, either one or both of you as twin souls still have all that muck that is to be sorted, and so a near twin comes into your life to help assist you in that realm, either by helping you to sort your own shit, getting you clear about your boundaries from an earthly perspective, or healing that is to be done in a particular area or in all areas of your life. But again, usually it's a free-flowing type of connection, and it is very easily done and sorted. Okay, now if you come into your near twin once you're just in the beginning of the awakening stages, it may be a bit more chaotic and may closer resemble a soulmate relationship. And there are also such things as near twin catalysts. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. The bloke who I just recently broke up with, had that brief fling or relationship with, it really lasted from a relationship standpoint 3 weeks. And we knew each other for a total of 5 weeks. And in that time, it was for me to get clear about certain behaviors that my twin soul exhibited, that this near twin was exhibiting, and he, being a catalytic near twin, was showing me that, and for me to choose a different path. Because my other path early on in my connection with my twin soul was just to put up with it. And, oh, I love him unconditionally, and twin souls are unconditional love, blah, 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 blah. And I never really fully put up with it with my twin soul. I usually put my foot down anyway in asserting a boundary, but I would always revert back. I would always be more accepting, more loving, because I thought unconditional love was supposed to be that way. So with this near twin, he showed me, right, nope, your name isn't meant to be doing that anymore. You're meant to sort this out, to suss this out. Now, I've had other small near twins and other soulmates pop in and out over the last 5, 6 years, maybe 7 years, since about 2012, who have shown me this as well. And each time it's gotten easier and easier and easier to suss it out. Whereas something that might have taken me months and years before is like, boom, right? So this is why it was such a quick connection with this near twin, and I'm very grateful to him for exhibiting those behaviors. Things like he went through my handbag, and I and my friends caught him going through my handbag, and he originally tried to cover it up and say he was taking the piss. But I knew this near twin was up to no good. He was always after me for money. He was always making it seem like, oh, poor me. He hardly had any money to live, and he wanted to be homeless, and all those kind of manipulative behaviors, things that in different ways my twin soul did. So he was a catalytic near twin for me, and had me sort my stuff out in that one particular area of my life, because that basically was all that was left. So this is what near twins are. So near twins can be an exquisite benefit in our lives depending upon your soul agreement, depending upon how you choose to work with it. And yet they are very different because you're looking at it from a deeper level than a soulmate. Soulmates usually are sorting the shit out. There's loads of fights, there's loads of anger, there's loads of wounded trauma, and 2 wounded egos in a room. Very big example of that, my former husband. My former husband was a soulmate. We were together for nearly 20 years, and it was constantly butting heads, angry. I was emotionally wounded from trauma due to rape and abuse and everything in my life. He was wounded, a wounded soul. So it was 2 wounded souls, 2 wounded egos coming together to sort their shit out, which never really sorted that shit out. In some ways, loads of healing happened. In other ways, loads of healing never happened, right? And couldn't happen. That's usually what you see with soulmate relationships of all kinds, whether it's your gran or your mum or a friend or a lover, it may matters. Near twins, again, you're doing some of the same work, but what you're doing is you're going deeper into the onion. deeper into the core layers, and you're usually getting to the core of the issue, whereas Soulmates is periphery, and nothing really ever gets fully healed. When you're doing near twin work, you're doing near twin work from a deeper core level to prepare you for the ultimate core of the onion, which is your twin soul, which is the essence of divine unconditional love. Okay, so this gives you a bit of background into that, and I hope that answers your question there, beautiful goddess. Thank you for writing in and asking that for our Patreon subscribers on our Soul Song Satsang Sangha. So